Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Sean Oz. Let me get this little intro out of the way for the people who are watching this in replay. In this video, we're going to be sharing an adventure
for the people who are
watching this in replay. That's always my mistake. We're going to be sharing a little adventure I had with my GoPro 8. And we're going to be talking about that as well as what's going on in the channel with new videos coming out soon about the Mavic Air 2. So before I get started, I'm going to let a little 3-minute timer play. I'll be in the chat chatting away if you're here live now. If you're here on the replay, when I start this, just skip forward 3 minutes and then you'll be into the video, which will hopefully entertain you and give you a few laughs on this whole adventure where I lost my GoPro in freezing, I'm talking freezing cold water. So let me get this started and say hi to everybody in the chat first. Hey, Bill and Agent K and Jaybird Drone and whoever else is in there and hasn't said anything yet. Let me get this rolling. Hopefully this works. Can you guys see that? If so, I'm going to start the timer and I'm going to shut my mouth and let it play. Boom. So 3 minutes and then we'll be back live. I mean, we're live now. I can talk over this, but it's just going to have a little music, some nice little drone scenes in here. So might be worth watching, but I wanted to give people a little bit of time to get into the chat. So I'm going to jump into the chat myself right now and say hello. That's the stream I lost the GoPro in. It's cold. We're talking so cold. Hopefully the music is working. Can you guys hear the audio, the music, and everything? Okay, hopefully then whenever the actual video starts, that will work too. This is sort of a new thing I'm trying, experimenting a little bit in a way that we can like do a live video, sort of like the premieres, except instead of the chat ending, we can go straight into a live hangout kind of thing. So Henrik is the one from Tech Drone Media that gave me this idea, and we are giving it a try. It worked pretty well for him the other day. I'm a little bummed that I cannot seem to share the quality higher than 720 for some reason. So whenever this is done, I will post a link to this video without the timer. Not a link, but I'll post this video to the YouTube channel without a timer where you can at least watch it in 1080. Because it's pretty funny. All right, this timer seems to be working. We're getting more people showing up. That's great. Hey, Michael Wright from Texas. I'm about to be in Texas, Michael. I'm going to be in Austin and Houston, and I am not looking forward to how hot it's about to be. Wait. Bill, hey, Sean, the SE. Oops. All right, 30 seconds and the video starts, and I'll shut my mic down. We got a decent amount of people compared to last time at least, so that's great. The chat will be on the live show, Agent K. So this I'll leave up what we're gonna do here, but I'm gonna post the video you're about to get to see 100% on its own, cut down a little bit shorter. All right, I'm gonna mute my mic and I'll just be in the chat room with you guys. Oh my God, I'm gonna fall in. I don't think this is gonna work. Yesterday, I learned an incredible lesson on what to do and what not to do when out filming for my new YouTube channel, the Nature channel. Some of you guys know about and some of you don't. Well, I found out I've got to figure out a way to tie some kind of string or connected device to my GoPro, because as it was sitting there filming, it fell into the water. Gone. And we're talking, this is freezing water.
Oh my God, it's so cold.
Mid-30s. It is cold, cold water. I just realized I was filming in 60 frames per second. So let's go ahead and flip that around to 30 and pick this back up. Can you tell a difference as you were watching that this whole little intro was in 60 frames per second versus now it's going to be in 30 frames per second? So any difference? You tell me. As I was saying, it fell in the water. The water was freezing. I jumped in the water to try to save it, and it was so cold that my feet went numb within seconds, that my muscles in my legs locked up, and I could not stay in the water for more than 10 seconds or so. I'm gonna bring you to that location, and we are going to try and rescue my GoPro. So my idea is to go around and find a net or a pool skimmer, and I'm going to dig around and see if I can find the camera that way while wearing some waterproof waders, like some fishing waders. To buy a net at one of these fishing supply stores, we're looking at like over $100. So I might as well put that money into just buying a new GoPro. I'm going to check Target and Walmart and see what kind of cheap options they have. I've now checked almost every damn store in the area. All I have left is Lowe's and Walmart, but so far, no luck. I think we're going to be just building our own device. We're going to come up with our own contraption, and then we're going to hit the water and see what we can do. We are still required to wear masks in my area when you're going into stores. So let's get in here and get out of here. So the problem is that nobody up here carries any kind of pool skimming nets because it's in the mountains and we don't have a whole lot of pool time. One more stop and then we're going to just makeshift our own net system. And oh man, this is such a pain. When in doubt, go to Walmart first. Score. This thing extends. If I'm going to find it, this is going to do the job. Now let's go get some waders and get to that river. Finally, we are at the location, almost to the location where I lost the GoPro 8. And I thought I'd bring the drone with me and get up in the air and try and get some like aerial perspectives to see maybe, just maybe before I start plunging around in the water, I can sort of get an idea where it's at, if it's even still here. The current's flowing like crazy. Why don't you check out the drone footage for yourself and you can get a better idea of sort of where we're at and what we're doing. When I'm out filming for the Nature Channel, I'm just setting the camera up and letting it film so we get all these awesome sounds, and then that's it. It's like a meditation / nature video. And the spot that I had chosen is right down there. As I was off hiking and exploring, the water went up, took the camera, sucked it back out, and it's somewhere hopefully down in there. The video should have looked something like this. It's about twice as deep today as it was yesterday. That little bit of grass was totally exposed. There was no water right there, and that's where the camera was sitting. So my assumption is it got caught, went down here, sunk, and it's somewhere along this bank. We're going to start at the far end down there with the waders on and work our way back to this point, if we can even get across this current. I tried swimming in there yesterday right after it happened, and my God, the water is so cold. I mean, literally, this water is barely above freezing point. My legs actually still hurt today, an entire day later, after getting in this water. Now, yesterday I went in my skivvies.
Hey, Sean, what are you doing?
Well, I lost my GoPro in the water, and it's expensive, so it's really cold. I don't have time to talk.
All right.
Oh my God, it's so cold. It's so stinking cold, and it's deep. Holy shit, it's cold. Oh, I feel those rocks. Oh my God. The current is really strong. It's so strong, I can't even walk past it. Fuck.
today, I now have waterproof waders. So let's get changed and see what we can find. Now, this is the first time I've ever worn a dry suit like this, and this is the net that we just got from Walmart. I'm gonna actually go in and start wading that way and work my way over here. Whoa. I'm not cold, so that's a good thing. I still think that the GoPro is probably down over there. We already cased this whole area and didn't see anything. So we're gonna go over here, see what happens. Oh my God. I'm gonna fall in. I don't think this is gonna work. The deeper I go, like the harder it's pushing against me. There's no way I can even get over to the edge to try. Whoa. Oh my God.
12 seconds later.
I don't think I'm gonna find it. Not without going in the water one more time. Unless it's stuck along that edge, it's gone. That current, it's going much, much harder than it appears to be, probably to you on camera. Whoa. Like my feet are getting sucked out from under me. I'm trying not to, I can't stay still. How am I gonna do this? Ah!
Meanwhile,
Like if it was over here, the water's not, I mean, it's cold. Okay, it's pretty cold there too. Maybe I can just stand on this shallow edge over here. And it doesn't help that yesterday was leg day at the gym. Whoa, that's some slippery stuff. Okay, that's the ground. I can feel rocks. Oh, that's so cold. Oh, wow. I'm starting to think that this was all just a big waste of time. God, it's so cold.
a few moments later.
I'm starting to feel a little disheartened. A little defeated here. Dry pants are working really well, though. Oh, no. I'm stuck on something. Oh, come on. Oh, so many roots and other things in the way. Oh, I'm hoping that the Joby pod gets caught up in the net, if it's even down here. Haha, I cut a rock. So we know the net works. That's something. God, that's so cold. Oh, so cold. Ah, come on. This is not looking promising. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Current is so strong that if I put my foot out like this, it just wants to pull it away and make me sort of fall over like this. The water's so cold that I can't keep my hand in it.
1 hour later.
I mean, the odds of that camera being in this spot, I just don't think it's happening, man. I'm pretty sure even at the bottom, the current's strong enough that it's just gone. Oh, so cold. This is a bad spot. I'm getting out. The current is so strong that even on the edge, when I get up, my foot leaves like a little cloud of mud. Within a couple of seconds, it's just gone. It's dissipated back to the clear blue, that icy cold blue that this stream is. So one of the cool things up here is if you're out on a stream like this and you find these little areas that are just off the edge of the stream, a lot of the times you can find little bitty slivers of gold, or more than likely just fool's gold, just everywhere like this. Oh, yikes. Oh, there's tons of fool's gold all up and down this bank right here. Some bigger pieces too. There's like no current right here. There's like none. Right there. Whew. I've pretty much given up on finding my camera at this point, but there are two positives going for me at the moment. One, I'm not going to reach into something and grab a snake because there's no poisonous snakes up here. And two, I'm just looking for gold now. So we're going to search a little bit further and then we'll call it a day. I have an idea on how, if I ever lose a GoPro ever again, someone else that finds it might be able to get it back to me. God, there's just so much gold, like literally this whole edge right here is just gold plated. Look at how shiny it is. I don't know how well that shows, but this entire bank has a gold sheen to it right now. I mean, if it was real gold, I'd be out here with a pan just
trying to get some gold for real, but I mean, it'd be cool if I found a gold nugget because that would pay for the GoPro. Well, there's no way that I'm going to try anything near that. I thought I was going to have some luck possibly with all that stuff stuck in that tree over there. Nothing.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards. This is the first time I've worn a wading suit or dry suit or whatever, and it's crazy to me that when you take your shoes off and you turn them upside down, a bunch of water doesn't pour out. Like, I guess there's like special holes in them or something. I'm completely dry, I'm completely warm. This is completely opposite of how it was yesterday when I was out here. I just hoped I was going to find the camera, and I hoped that you guys were going to get a happy ending in this video. And I also hope you sort of like this new way that I'm premiering a short video like this prior to doing a live show, which at the end of this video, we will still continue to be live, and you can keep talking in the chat. If anybody does want to throw in some super chats to help me get a new GoPro 8 so that I'll have it whenever the GoPro 9 comes out, feel free to do so. Or if you'd rather Venmo me something direct so YouTube doesn't get a bunch of it, you can do it at Sean Oz. Right there, that's my Venmo. I'm going to change, and we're going to go put a little README file on every single memory card that I have in every single camera, so that if any time ever I lose one and someone finds it and they're a good Samaritan, they can get it back to me.
Before we jump into the live video and we just talk, you and I, there's a bit more footage that the audio didn't record on, and I want to share with you still. I'm going to do a voiceover, so hopefully this is as entertaining to you as it is to me to try to put together. You've hung out this far, so make sure you keep hanging out, because this will switch over into a regular live hangout video momentarily. See that spot behind me? Those are logs. Logs are pretty cool because the water goes over them. I had put my GoPro down there, and well, that was one of the videos that I will never get to show you now. Here we are, still by the water. I had meant to show you a lot more drone footage, but for some reason, with my Mavic Zoom, wait, what was I saying? With my Mavic Zoom, I cannot get it to stay connected to my phone. So it's really hard flying through these trees. Boom, 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 blah. It disconnects. And next thing you know, I can't see where I'm going, and that's it. I should have brought my damn Mavic Air 2 because it's not doing that. But before we go, look around. Look at how beautiful this place is. It's gorgeous. Trees everywhere. Water everywhere. Nature, 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 nature. Wow, look at this. Can you believe how incredible this is? I'm so excited. I'm being more excited by the moment. I wish I had my Skydio 2, because then I could fly all around this water. So cool. If you want to see the Skydio 2 or the Mavic Air 2, I will bring it back here and I will make a video just for you. My gosh, this is so exciting. I am so all over the place. Hey guys, all right, and I'm back. Hopefully the mic is working and we can now talk about that video or whatever else. And yes, Joe, that was me doing a voice. That was my voice. Yeah. So I actually filmed those last bits to show where I was setting up for different nature shots for the other channel. For those of you who aren't subscribed to the other channel, maybe someone can tag it in the chat, or I'll show it later, or I'll put it in the comments, the description later. However, turns out somewhere in that last little bit, I accidentally had hit the cord from my camera to the mic and unplugged it. So it was just the part that hooked into the mic was unplugged, not the part that hooked into the camera. So it was completely and 100% no audio, nothing. And I got home and I was like, crap, there's no closer on this video. What do I go back out and film something else to close it, or just make fun of myself? And I chose to make fun of myself, because if you can't make fun of yourself, you know, then you're just not living. So as you saw, the GoPro 8, and I'm moving this around. I really need to get a new setup for a camera so that I'm not accidentally bumping the table and moving it around like this. Anyways, it's still with me. The camera was never found. I was out there for 2 to 3 hours fishing around with that net. I think I spent about $20 on the net. Luckily, the waders were donated to me by a fishing store just a couple of stores down from my tattoo studio. So I didn't have to pay for those. So I was out $20 searching for the GoPro. Plus I bought the GoPro when it was new, which was $3.99. So I'm out that. So that was, and the memory card and the Joby pod that it was on. So about a $500 video. And I never got any video out of it. So I made this video out of it, but it cost me $500 to make that video. Awesome. Anyways, what really sucks, and Peter, I keep seeing you retracting messages. If something doesn't show, I do have a couple mods that will check in there and help us out to hopefully make it show. Yeah, that's true. The Mavic 2 Zoom, I was having issues with that. And I've been having those issues ever since I switched over to my Galaxy 10 Plus, where the screen, it's almost like the cable's not staying connected. I've tried other cables, but that hasn't fixed it, so I really don't know. Haven't had that problem with the USB-C in the Mavic Air 2. What sucks is that I've been talking with Insta360, and this is the Insta360 1R, and they're a weird company, okay? Their business ethics are not so great. To tell you one thing, like they originally had told me they were going to send me one of these prior to them being released because they liked my videos and wanted to see me use it on the mountains and doing snowboard content. It was supposed to be here before Kelly from Ready, Set, Drone and Ed Ricker had come out, and they were going to get to play with it too. And then they decided that I didn't have enough subscribers after they got me off for months. Oh, thank you so much, Rick Halber. Wow, $24.99 super chat. That is amazing. I appreciate that so much. That will go towards the new GoPro 8 fund. Luckily, right now, they are no longer $3.99. They are on sale. So they come with a memory card and a couple other things. So I definitely appreciate that. Back over to Insta360 1R. I was supposed to be doing a video on the GoPro 8 and versus this, and I can't do that now. So whatever. I'll just do some more standalones on this. And I can tell you guys, those of you who are interested in this, there are so many things about it I hate. It's not a horrible camera, but there's other options I'd rather spend my money on. Like I honestly, okay, so it's got a little clicky thing here to open it, and it never opens the first time. There we go. How many times did I just have to click that, right? So that's a pain in the ass. But it is a modular camera for those who don't know what it is, which means it comes apart. You had another little clicky thing here you push, and this is the battery. And then you have the camera and the brain, okay? Yep, nope, Coast to Coast Drones. They changed their mind and said that I didn't have enough, even though at the time they sent one to a buddy of mine who had a similar amount of subscribers, and he never even made a video about the camera. He never asked them for it. They just sent it to him. I was actually actively looking to make this kind of content to show people about this stuff. It is not a horrible camera. It's just not my go-to by any means. You can flip the module around so the screen is on this side or the screen is on the back side. And you put the battery back on. You can see how it sort of connects. And then you have to put it back in the case. Now, if you're snowboarding or in water, that just means those are all pieces you could drop. Personally, I like an all-in-one system. I'm not a huge fan of the modular design. I got my fix with Legos when I was younger. This is sort of, if you're really into Legos still, this is great. It's not a bad camera. It's got a great picture. There's nothing wrong with it like that. It's just a little awkward, and that's probably my biggest downside to it. That and the fact that it only lets you record into MP4 files with certain aspect ratios and things like that. And that sort of sucks because then you have to export everything into the Insta360 app and then export it again back as an MP4 file, which can slow down your editing time like crazy. Oh, let's see. So again, they wanted me to compare this to the GoPro 8. Can't do that now. They want me to compare it to the GoPro Max. I emailed them back, are you sure you want me to do that? Because you might not like that video. And that's because the GoPro Max is pretty much a similar. In some ways, it's got more than this. In other ways, it has less than this. It can't do the same in action mode, the same frame rates. and it can't do 4K in action mode. In action mode, this one can. However, the GoPro Max is a solid all-in-one unit. With a touch of the button, you switch from a 360 camera into an action camera with a hell of a wide view. And that wide view I use on so much stuff. So if you don't need the 4K and you don't need a higher frame rate than 60, the GoPro Max is a great combination camera. Although at this point, I might hold off for the GoPro 9 because the rumor is that it's going to basically be the GoPro Max and the GoPro 8 smushed into one unit. And if so, whoa, that is the camera you're going to want, because that would be insane. However, back to the GoPro is now lost. I am on the fence if I'm going. Whoa, Joe, that is awesome. Thank you so much for the super chat. You know, this keeps going. I was actually considering just waiting for the GoPro 9 at this point, but I'm going to have to buy a GoPro 8 since you guys are super chatting me now. So, but luckily it is on sale. It is a little bit cheaper than it used to be. It used to be, I think, $399. I think now it's $2 something, and it comes with a memory card and an extra battery, which is pretty dope. It looks like somebody's leaving in the chat. Let's see who is saying goodbye. Oh, Peter's got to go. I appreciate you stopping by, Peter. Hope you enjoyed yourself and the video. I will be posting that short little video of me searching for the GoPro. I will be posting that up by itself later. So if you just want to have a laugh at me waddling around in the water, you can watch that, and it will be in a 1080 format. And so you'll get to see the drone shots and all that stuff a little crisper than what you're seeing through here. I think you can only get a 720 output in this, if I'm not mistaken. Now, as far as the channel goes, you might have noticed I have not been posting new videos for like a couple of weeks. And there's a reason for that. That is because, well, I'm open again. My studio's open. And crazily enough, it's been pretty busy, like so busy. I thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate that. The super chat $9.99 from Chris Hope. Awesome. You guys are all killer, man. Like, I'll get there. Let me not get ahead of myself because I have some things coming up that I'm working on. I am working on, oh, Jake says he has them $289 at Costco for camera, 2 batteries, and floating handle. And that's a pretty good deal. That's a very good deal, actually, Jake. I will definitely look into that. I do have a Costco membership, so I will look into that. I actually had considered sending this video to GoPro and saying if they might want to knock off 50% and help me get a new one. I don't know if they would. They probably won't. I did try to sign up for a GoPro sponsorship, and they offered me, I think, 20% off with one condition, that I use nothing but GoPros for all my media. I can't do that. So that's like, okay, they're going to take off tax and a little bit, and I can only do GoPro videos from now on. That kills my channel, because what I like to do is take GoPros and other cameras like it. Point and shoots is what I like to call them. I know they're action cameras, but I like to think of them as point and shoots, because honestly, the technology and all these cameras are so good lately that you can set the settings and just point it and shoot. You don't have to go through and put it on a flat profile. You don't have to put it in manual settings. The auto on some of these newer cameras is insane. Like the GoPro Max, for example, the color profile that is stock, like their GoPro color profile, is absolutely mind-blowing up here in the mountains. Jake, $9.99 super chat to go towards the new GoPro. I appreciate that so much, guys. That's so awesome. Very cool that you guys are helping me out with this. Like, it makes it a lot easier to do videos when you have the stuff to do it. It's nice when companies send you stuff, but at the same time, it sort of sucks when companies send you stuff because they expect you to put a positive spin on a video, just like these guys. They're writing me and wanting me to give me this checklist of what they want me to do. And it's hard to do it because I want to do it in a way where I'm not completely bashing this camera, because it's not a horrible camera by any means. But, you know, I make enough money that I'd rather just buy things and be able to be 100% honest than, you know, be told to say something. Yeah, no company's going to tell me exactly what to say. That's just not how it works. I don't want to be one of those guys that's out here that gets a new drone and it's like, oh, it's the best drone ever, unless I really mean it. And that's why with the Mavic Air 2, you've seen me not really bashing on it because it has surpassed what I expected. For those of you that are into drones, it's a pretty damn good drone. I'm really surprised. I expected to not like it as much. There are things I don't like about it, but none of them outweigh what I like about it. And I'll be making some videos on that as soon as I can. And Bill, yes, it doesn't replace my Mavic Air 1 by any means. It's missing too many features that the Mavic Air 1 had that make it a better hiking / follow drone than the Mavic Air 2 is. Yeah, 100%. Still believe that. I don't know if GoPro is dying. They are, but they're not. They have such a cult following that as long as they keep pumping it out, they're going to be doing all right. Maybe they're going to have to I do think they need to make a new session. I 100% agree with you for the FPV stuff. I think that would be killer. And I think that if they do the GoPro 9 and it is a 360 camera and a action camera combined with everything in it the way that it is now, but with more higher specs, that would be a huge game changer. I do think that these 360 cameras, not used as 360, but used similar to how the Max does the hero mode, is also going to be coming to drones. And if GoPro actually makes one that works well with that technology, that'd be a game changer. So what else has been going on with the channel? The reason I haven't been posting in like 2 weeks is because I've just been so busy that I'm working pretty much all day into the evening. I'm getting home, and by 11 or so, I'm 10 or 11 at night, I'm editing. And then next, midnight, 1 o'clock rolls around, I'm falling asleep. I am editing a video right now about the Mavic Air 2. And just a little hint, it's an OcuSync 1 versus OcuSync 2. That means I've got the first Mavic Pro that I am actually doing a comparison with the Mavic Air 2. And which one do you think actually flew further? And why do you think it flew further? I might talk about it a little bit, but how far do you think I got that Mavic Air 2 and the Mavic Pro? You're going to be surprised. There's some beautiful shots in that, and it's far enough that it's led me to an idea of another video that I do want to film with the Mavic Air to push it to its limits. But I got to get a couple more spotters than I normally use and work out the end, because I'd be taking a huge chance at losing it. Like, we're talking, it's just gone. No way in hell I'd get it back if I lose it in this video idea. Oh, let's see what's going on in the chat here. Rick says, be 100% honest. And that's how I always am, Rick. So don't you worry about that ever. Oh, that's awesome. You got the Mavic Air 2 from my review. Lee, that's great. I'm glad you enjoyed that review. It's a great drone. And again, the biggest surprise to me was the controller. I honestly thought to this day that I was going to hate the new controller, but I like the new controller so much more than the old one. And I really, really didn't think I would. Bill says, beware the Fly app. Been finding some interesting info on that. The Fly app is, it's sort of a dumbed down version of the Go 4 app with a feature in it that is missing something that I love so much about the Go 4 app, which is that slider at the top that shows you with just a quick glance where your battery level is. Everyone's like, oh, you can tap to see your battery cells, but that is not the same as the Go 4 app. I think that's mainly coming from people who have not used the Go 4 app. And in my new video that hopefully I'll be able to have up by Monday, I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But, first, it's mainly a video about a OcuSync 1 versus OcuSync 2. Does the original Mavic Pro hold up to the Mavic Air 2? I don't want to necessarily give away the video, but yeah, it holds up really well. Hey, Peter. Yes, I'm still safe. I'm doing okay. We are open again. Business is good. I am closing, and I'm going on a vacation to go see my parents out in Texas. So I will be in Houston for a day or so, and I will be in Austin for a day or so. I'm hoping to meet up with Kelly from Ready Set Drone while I'm there. Depending on the weather, we will make a video. It looks like it might rain the whole time, so that could kill that, which would suck, but it is what it is. So I will be filming some stuff while I'm doing that, probably a road trip type video. Won't be necessarily a drone video, but it will have drone footage in it, I'm sure. I typically put drone footage in every video I do, even if I'm not, even if it's just a vlog or something like that. Let's see, what else did I miss? John thinks they're never going to make another sessions camera. I would think with FPV rising and the amount of people that want them, I wouldn't say never. I definitely wouldn't say never. The Mavic Air Original, in this video, it's the first time I took it out in a long, long time, and I was incredibly impressed at how it still flew. The settings on it were still locked in from the last time I used it. Obviously, I had to do some updates, but it did well. Bill, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to. My short-term memory sucks, so you'd have to shoot me a little hint at that. Robert, I have a ton of ND filters for my drones and cameras. Using an ND filter on an action camera when you're shooting in all their auto settings is pretty much pointless. I've done some side-by-sides, and you really can't see any difference when you're using anything in auto. The drones, I go back and forth from auto to not auto, depending on what I'm shooting in and what I'm doing. And honestly, I'm a little lazy. So most of the time, I don't put ND filters on my drone, even though I have them sitting right there. They're a pain in my ass. And the amount of stuff I'm doing, it's prosumer level. I'm not doing it for other clients. I'm doing it for myself. So I find that I don't use them because of time. I usually have limited amounts of time when I am going flying. So I usually just go out and film. And if the sun causes prop shade and things like that, and I don't get the video right, fuck it. I'll do it again another time. Let's see. You can't even find your battery firmware in the app or the new Assistant 2. Bill, I'm pretty sure anytime your drone is updated and you put a new battery in, or at least for me, this is what's happened on the Air 2 with the Fly app, it just instantly does an update when you turn it on to that battery. So if your battery's old firmware and you put it in your drone, you turn it in and your drone's already been updated, it's updated mine just by putting it in there. Tomorrow's the last day to go DJI FPV at a mega discount. And I tell you what, John, if I had any of the FPV stuff, I would get that. And I've considered that system because I want to get into FPV, and I hate fat sharks. I hate the staticness of fat sharks. So I'm really tempted. However, what I really want to put together is my FPV wing. I want to do a wing over a quad. I want to try to get one that has a really long, far away signal so I can see what it sees far away. I don't know if they make one that can go that far, though. There's still more for me to learn about it. I have to look into new props new motors, all the brushless stuff, because the kit that I have is actually a brush kit motor. I just keep not having time. Mismatched firmware should keep the bird grounded. It's funny, Bill, you say that, Bill. With all my other DJI drones, not all of them always update to have mismatch. I've had mismatched controller to drone, and I fly all the time with them like that. Just because I get out there and I'm not somewhere that has a signal, so I can't update anything. So the mismatched firmware from controller to drone, at least, I've never had a problem with it. It's never kept me from flying. Yeah, the Go 4 is much better. They may fix the Fly app with the firmware, then I may jump. So overall, the Fly app is actually not bad, Joe. But at a glance, the glance down at the Go 4 app is so much more informative than what you're seeing with the Fly app. And to me, that is huge. Now, when you start getting into the settings and stuff, the Fly app's all right. It's not bad. It's pretty easy to use. And those coming late or who have not subscribed, Agent K posted in the chat a link to the nature channel where I lost my GoPro. I'm a little slacking on updating on that as well due to work being going as busy as it has been, which is great, as well as losing my GoPro and all the footage that went with it. So I don't have I actually had filmed, I think 3 locations with the GoPro, and it was the last location that the GoPro fell in the water. So I lost out on 3 videos for that channel on that. So that sort of sucked. Looking forward to seeing it 360. I'm not sure if you're talking about the next GoPro or 360 camera. I don't think we're going to see another one by Insta360 1R for a little while still. There are rumors that they are going to make another standalone 360 only camera similar to the Insta360 1X. They have not denied those rumors. Usually when they're not denied, that means it's possible. The DJI goggles will work with the Mavic Air 2 anytime soon. I don't know. I have the pair of black ones. Let me see. Yeah, well, whatever. They're in a box over there somewhere. And I've used them twice. So I don't know if I care if they'll be used with it. I'll tell you which goggles or glasses that I used that were incredible. And I wish that Epson would send me a pair, but Epson makes a pair of glasses that are just sort of glasses, and inside them it displays your display. It's so cool because you can still see everything around you, yet you see your display like it's actually floating out in front of you. I actually had a video idea where I was going to be able to actually show everyone how that looked. However, I've never been able to get my hands on a pair except that one time when I was with Kelly from Ready Set Drone, and they were pretty awesome. Let's see. Kai is working on a wing setup. That is very cool. I used to fly combat gliders, Kai. I don't know if you're familiar with those EPP foam wings. We'd launch them off a cliff, and the whole point with combat gliders is to hit each other in the sky and knock each other out to the ground. Your glider doesn't take any damage normally. However, I have an old set that I never built to go along with my other 2, and I've been wanting to convert that because it was just such a good shaped wing that I didn't want to buy one of these new ones. I just wanted to take this old kit and make it happen. Let's see if I missed anything else over here in the chat. Remember, guys, if you're in the chat chatting away and you're wanting me to respond to something in the chat specifically, make sure you either tag my name so it highlights or throw a low super chat just so it doesn't go by and I don't miss it. It's sometimes hard to go through when you're doing this without a guest to see everything and not miss something. So just make sure you tag my name because that highlights if you put an @ symbol in front. I know most of you know that and most of you do that, but just in case you didn't know. I thought I saw something from Jake talking about DJI and now I can't find it. Where is it? I think, where did it go? Jake said, here we go. Jake says, DJI has a hard limit on distance due to the time it takes packets to go to and from the receiver and goggles. Oh, so the DJI goggles might actually suck for what I want to do then. That's good to know, Jake, because I did not know that. Would you say it's longer than the Fat Sharks go? I hate the Fat Sharks. I hate that staticky breakup flying FPV. That's one of the main reasons I've never got into FPV. Years ago, we're talking 7, 8 years ago, a buddy of mine had the Fat Sharks with a little transmitter and a little camera. We actually put that on, I think he had a, at the time, it was either a Phantom 2 or a Blade 350. That's what I think it was, a Blade 350, not the 350QX, whatever, but like the first Blade 350 or 250 or whatever it was. And we put a little camera on it and he spotted me and I'm flying around and I couldn't go very far. But from that point with the static to now, I still hate the static in those damn FPV goggles so much that I just never got into it. John answers right there that the limited about. Okay, John, I have no idea how far that is without a translation. Anybody want to translate 4 kilometers to 6 kilometers there? Yeah, Steve, throwing out the merch. I appreciate that. Thanks very much, guys. Anybody who buys a shirt, please send me something on Twitter, Instagram, something. Make sure I get a picture of you wearing it. I used to post everyone's stuff in a video here and there. If they wear it, I want to start doing that again. So if you send a picture of yourself in any merch, coffee mug, whatever, send it to me. Make sure you tell me your username as well so that I can tag out your channel. I think that would be pretty cool. Peter, you're talking about holiday videos. Yes, there'll be some 360 stuff in there for sure. I'll be bringing the GoPro Max. I'm not bringing this one. Does that tell you anything? So for my trip, I'm actually going to be bringing my Canon T7i. I'm going to be bringing my Skydio 2, my Mavic Air 2. I'm going to be bringing my GoPro Max, and I would have been bringing my GoPro 8, but for this instance, I'm now going to be bringing my Osmo Action to replace that. The front video screen on the Osmo Action is great for family style vlogs and things like that. The audio on it sort of sucks, but you can adjust that to some degree in post-production. And the coloring is just so-so on it. It's also limited on how wide you can actually go or how zoomed in you can go unless you do that kind of stuff in post. So the Osmo Action, it's a great point shoot camera. I don't like it very much at all as an action camera. It's just not a real action camera. It just doesn't have the field of view. It doesn't get wide enough. It doesn't have that super max view with stabilization. You have to turn the stabilization off to get a wider view, and then it's still not as wide, and then you're all choppy. So it's just not the best action camera. Awesome vacation camera. Great for going to Disneyland with the family or something like that. All right, what else we got here? Fly app glitches. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have not had that problem with the Fly app and glitches yet, Bill. So I'm sorry to hear that you are having that. If you guys are into my tattoo studio merch, Steve has posted a link in the chat to my tattoo studio merch. Now, as far as merch goes, as soon as there's time, I'm actually going to combine those stores, I think, and just start making merch. It's not all going to be World of Oz merch. It's not all going to be Summoning Tattoo merch. It's just going to be cool stuff on merch, and it will all be linked probably under World of Oz because that sort of incorporates everything, right? And yes, that's it. The Epson Movarios, the Michael Wright, he knows exactly what I was talking about. Those, if they would refine those and make the little hub system a little nicer, those things are so cool, man. They make the DJI goggles just crap. They are, that's opinion because maybe somebody prefers the blacked out thing, but I like the fact that I can still see when I was wearing those. And that the fact that just, if you look in the right spot in the lenses, there's just a giant display hovering out in front of you like 20 feet. It's so cool. All right, Insta360 Go. Where was that at? Man, Joe's talking about the Insta360. Yes. I actually considered getting one of those when it first came out, Joe, because I thought, locking it on here and then, flying, I'd be able to capture all that for other videos. However, because of its time limit that it records, I decided not to. And now I'm using the GoPro Max in hero mode as a chest mount, and I put it in Hero Max and Max View, so it's recording a huge area. Then I can crop that down for like the video that I'm working on right now, which I hope to be up on Monday, has a lot of that footage in it, and it works really well for that. It lets people see how I'm flying, and I can just sort of put it like down in the screen, like in the corner, and that way you can see what my hands are doing. At the same time, the screen is actually showing what the drone is doing. I think it's a pretty cool way to do some of these videos, so that people can actually see what I'm doing to actually get the shot instead of just hearing me talk about what I'm doing to get the shot. So apparently the DJI Fly app can glitch and skip the battery update. Really annoying to see some of the issues in Mavic Air 2, but not unexpected. Interesting. Yeah, that's what Bill was saying. Also, John, I heard there was a new update. I have not updated in the last little bit. So I probably need to do that before I go on this trip where I have Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. That's sort of fun. Somebody needs to come up with that, like an app, some kind of thing that works with our phone to Wi-Fi to make it Wi-Fi, right? Or is that already out there? Okay. Am I looking forward to the big bands coming to the amphitheater? Bones, I heard they canceled all shows this summer. So if you've heard something new, let me know. But I did see the B-52s at the amphitheater here in Dillon. We are, Bones, if you haven't seen it already, we are having a drone YouTube meetup right next to that amphitheater here in Dillon. It's going to be September 26th. It's called Spin Down. It's usually attached to Spin Up, which is held in Austin, Texas. I think the cost is going to be somewhere, give or take, $30. We rented out a pavilion there for $900, and we're going to be supplying food, lunch that day. There's a hotel right across the street from it if you need to stay the night somewhere. I'm going to be doing videos on that. As soon as I get back in town, I'm going to make a standalone video showing all that to let people be able to share, like a quick 2-3 minute video just to have all the information in it. So those of you who are into all that can hopefully join us. I think it's going to be a really good time. And Steve, thank you so much. I appreciate that. To those who smash the like button, that's awesome. Those who stay and watch and hang out, I think that's awesome. Those who watch my old videos, because there's a lot of old videos. I got over 500 videos on this channel now. It's insane. We've got we're quickly approaching 13,000 subscribers, and I think that's amazing. Should I grow faster? Probably, but I do mix my content up, and that makes it a lot harder to get subscribers, but it doesn't slow down the views. We're still looking at almost 4.5 million views with only under 13,000 subscribers. Most channels that are in their 40,000 subscribers don't even have that many views. So maybe I'm just not likable enough that people want to hit that subscribe button. Who knows? But I'm going to power on through because the goal is to make it all the way up to 100,000 subscribers. Sooner or later, that will happen. The AR900 with the DJI digital setup. Kai, that sounds pretty interesting. Definitely, when you get it all set up, let me know how it goes and how far away you can actually go with that. Because everybody's saying here in the chat that the DJI goggles are limited in range. And John's even saying that the analog video signal will travel further, but that means it's going to be chopped up. I still don't know what 6 km is. Let me see. 6 km, 2 miles, right? That's only, oh God, that's not even, well, that's actually pretty far. That's 3.7 miles. That's not bad, John. That's definitely out of line of sight. So that's not bad. Oh, and right underneath it just told me that. So I looked it up anyways, but yeah, that's actually not bad. Anybody know what fat sharks go? How far fat sharks actually go? Kay says he doesn't speak metric either. I wish I did, but yeah, I had no idea what the metric is. I'm horrible with metric. Although I bet you Peter knew the metric system. Peter says no clothes with all the stuff I'm bringing. Small bag of clothes. I'll be wearing, cycling the same stuff over every 3 days, throwing it in the wash. That's how you pack light. You bring all your electronics and your gear, and you wear like 3 t-shirts, 3 pairs of underwear, and you got like the same pair of pants the whole trip. And your underwear keeps you clean from touching your pants. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the only one who's done it. Don't lie. Don't lie. I know that some of you guys have worn the same pair of pants for more than 3 days. It happens. I think it's a guy thing. Let's see what else we got going on in the chat. A lot of talking about the mismatched battery firmware, which leads to overheating. It sounds like you have come to an idea of what caused those issues with your battery, Bill. And if you guys haven't seen it, maybe Bill can possibly, actually, are you a mod, Bill? Let me see. Who are you? No, you're not. Let me make you one real quick so you can share that. In the chat, I just asked Bill to go to his video showing his batteries. I think he did a little live thing yesterday or the day before. I can't remember which one. And his batteries, there's been a few people having batteries that are melting with the Mavic Air 2, which is insane, which from what I know is going to make the thing just out of the sky. And that's something we definitely don't want. His haven't melted through, but you can definitely see some discoloration of the plastic in the same spot that the pictures of the guy who had one melt is. I have not had that issue with mine. I went and checked mine. I do a lot of HDR flying in different modes, and I have not had that issue yet. So maybe he's onto something with a mismatched battery. My drone hasn't been updated to the last one. It was whatever the last update I did was a few weeks ago. So that's possible. Maybe I shouldn't update. And that is interesting that there is no way to check your battery firmware versions. Can you check the controller version, John? And can you check the version of the actual drone itself? Is there a way to at least do that? Michael's asking any update on Spin Down. We have the hotel booked. We have the rooms available. It is the Best Western in Dillon. If you ask for the Spin Down block of rooms, you can go ahead and book one now if you want to. Kelly's still working on the website to get all that information up. I'm not sure if we're going to be limiting the amount of people to 50, but I think that's what we're probably going to have to do because of COVID. Oh, there, I got demonetized probably. But hopefully as time goes and the world is less scared of all that, things will open up more and we could possibly have up to 100 people. The facility we rented can hold up to 100 people or 80 to 100 people. However, I think at this time we might be limiting it. Don't hold me to that yet. I'm going to be meeting with Kelly and we're going to get more information and lock everything down. But the place is locked down. The hotel is locked down. So if you want to book, you can. Joe says, I remember that you said you keep a lot of your footage. What do you use for storage? A couple of 1 terabyte full and mini SD cards. So what I do, Joe, is I have one of these, which is, I think this is a four terabyte full, and it's not full yet. And then I have a bunch of 4s and 6s at home that aren't with the rubber bumpers, just sort of dump footage onto, and I use this one and I work off that one, but I keep probably 80 to 90% of my footage, and I have about 5 hard drives. And they're going to just get more and more and more. I am starting to buy, I'm actually at the point that I'm about to have to buy another one. I think I'm going to buy a larger one and start trying to figure out a way to store my footage in a easier way to find footage. Because what I'm finding, Joe, is that I'll be like, oh yeah, I wanted that footage. And then right now I have stuff saved as vlog 1, 2, 3 with little things next to it. And there'll be drone footage mixed into that vlog or something. And happen. Oh, that was weird. It just went black on my screen. Hopefully it didn't on yours. Hopefully we're still live. Are we here? Is it still live? Anyways, like I was saying, what I want to do is, it's going to take a lot of time, is go through and make a hard drive of just drone footage, maybe a hard drive of just like mountain footage. And then the vlog footage, I'll leave where it is and go through it. And if there's any clips or any kind of B-roll stuff, I'll figure out what that is and categorize that into another hard drive. So it's going to be a huge project to go through and make it easier to find stuff. But fingers crossed that when it's done, I can go through and possibly have some nice 360 footage. And I'm like, okay, I need 360 footage of snowboarding. I can send that in and possibly do one of these websites that has stock footage and do things like that. Right now, I don't do any of that kind of stuff, but you know, it is. Hey, there we go. Steve Carpenter actually put a link to, oh, I guess Kelly has it all set up. So yeah, there's a link to Spin Down already. I didn't realize he had that up already. I will make sure to plug that in an upcoming video as well. But for now, check the chat. If you're watching this in the replay, hopefully you can see the chat and you can look up for Steve Carpenter's post around the time that I said this and click it and go to Spin Down. Or just go to Ready Set Drones channel and you can find it there as well. Peter, congratulations, 31 subs and 253 views. Don't laugh at that, man, because at one point I had 31 subs and 253 views. And on my new channel, I don't even have 100 subs. On the nature channel, I don't even have 100 subs yet. And I can't get anyone to view the damn content. And it's a content that I really thought people were going to use for meditation and things like that. I'm not going to give up on it. I'm going to continue. We are not open till 2. Stop calling me. Oh, I'm telling you, I've been slammed. Oh, yes. Kai, are you coming to Spin Down and you're going to bring your wing, your FPV wing? I would love to check that out. Don't know if we want to let somebody else fly it over the lake because it's still going to be water, so we won't be able to walk down and retrieve it very easily if it was frozen. But I would love to check it out, though. Very cool. How far, John, are you seeing people go in the long range community. The 3.7 miles is not bad, but people are going way further. I'm curious, what are you seeing people go? I mean, 5 or 6 miles with a really strong signal could be pretty cool, but I don't think I need it so much. Maybe, I don't know, probably not. Height would be more important. Up here, height would be very important. If I could get 2,000, 3,000 feet above takeoff, that would be pretty cool. And I don't mean like above takeoff. I mean above takeoff, but going up a mountain hill. So if I'm down at the base and I want to fly a wing all the way up to the top and go around a peak and come back down, that would be dope. So height is pretty important. Sorry, going through the chat, guys. Don't mean to have the dead air here. Kai has already booked his room. All right, we've got people coming to Spin Down. I'm so excited about this, guys. So far, I myself am going to be doing 2 demos. We're going to be doing a Skydio 2 demo, showing you how the beacon works versus the controller and how the obstacle avoidance on that works different than, say, the obstacle avoidance on a Mavic line of drone. So I'm going to be doing a demo. I don't know what time in the day yet, but I'm going to do a demo on the Skydio, and I'm going to be doing an informal 360 video demo as well, how to use it, how to edit it with the app. And so if any of you guys are interested in that, make sure you stay tuned for that, because that's included. I'm just doing it because I think that will be fun. We're not trying to make this an event, so these are very informal, but I feel like maybe there's enough people that might be interested in those 2 things that I can at least share that. And I might actually have another person come in, a friend of mine who does a YouTube channel, and he went full-time YouTube, under 10,000 subscribers. And I might have him come in and possibly speak to people who are into YouTube and how to turn YouTube more into a business. He's definitely killing it. He's living the dream. He's now up to, I think, 30,000 or 35,000 subscribers. But at 8,000, 9,000 subscribers, the guy went full-time YouTube and quit his daytime job. And I think that could be a cool speech too. If you think so, you let me know in those comments. Let's see what else we got. Did you see Ken Heron's video on the Mavic battery? The drone was shot and the projectile hit the battery, mashed the corner right in, and the drone lands. Peter, I did see that. I actually saw it before Ken went live with the guy, and I think it's pretty cool that Ken brought him on there to make it a little bit more seen through the community and to help people realize that it is a felony to shoot down a drone. You got a lot of people that talk about, there's a drone in my neighborhood, I'm shooting it down. Well, you're really not supposed to do that. I mean, think if you shot something down, 1, the bullet's got to go somewhere, right? And 2, so does the drone. People are just stupid. Hey, Barry, welcome to the chat. Why don't you incorporate a spin down drone swap meet so we can trade and sell X? That is an excellent idea, Barry. I like that idea. All we have to do is really set up a couple tables for people to put their stuff on, and maybe you can write your own little signs and say, hey, this is for sale, that's for sale. And that is I'm going to bring that up to Kelly. That is an amazing idea. And I have a lot of extra stuff I wouldn't mind selling too. So yeah, we'll look into that. Great idea. Did I make a video about it? NAS drive. I don't know exactly what you're asking, Joe. So just if that was to me, maybe rephrase it. And Agent K, yeah, excellent. Link into the world of nature, guys. It's a great channel. So far, it's mostly ground footage. There is one drone video with lots of pretty music on it, but it is mostly ground stuff and water noises. So if you need help going to the bathroom, it's a great thing to listen to. Might help you stay regular. Otherwise, it's great if you just need in the background while you're studying or doing some other work or going to sleep or whatever. Michael has booked for Spin Down. This is great. I am so honored you guys are wanting to come up here and hang out. I'm going to tell you again, the week before, start chugging water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Drink lots of water. Be prepared. It is at 9,000 feet above sea level. Okay, I don't want to freak anyone out about altitude sickness, but it is a real thing. And if you're not sure about it, Google how to prevent altitude sickness. You know, you're going to be here one night possibly, so I don't even know what percentage actually get it. I've never had it. My girlfriend had it once and it sucked because when she came here to visit before we moved here, she was up the whole first night. She was here throwing up. It sucked. I don't know why she got it and hasn't gotten it ever since. But if you hydrate real well, the odds of you getting it are slower or lower. You can always buy an oxygen can at the grocery store if it worries you. But it is a beautiful area. So just Google altitude sickness if you're on the fence about it. Just keep in mind that is a thing. So not to freak anyone out. I've never had it. So, all right, let's see what else is in the chat. My goodness, I'm getting behind. Okay, Joe was talking to John about the NAS Synergy DS918 Plus. Excellent. Rodney Bell is in the chat room with us. Hello, Rodney. Rick is still here. How does one book for spin down? Rodney, Steve Carpenter just posted a link to book for spin down. Maybe we can get somebody to post it again, or if you scroll up, it's going to be up there. I'm going to be doing a video, a standalone short little video on spin down, and I will have that same very link in that video. It will be a week or two before I have that video up because I'm going out of town, and that is part of why you haven't seen me posting a lot, because I've been preparing for that trip in a small amount of time that I have after work. So I have not posted a real new video in a while. Whoa, John, 10 miles. Okay, that is far. That is really far. That's amazing. And the Crossfire goes with the 12 miles in the sky, or is that a far away? That's impressive either which way. 12 miles, there's no way it's 12 miles up. It's got to be out. Jim's droning, popping in to say hi. Hello, good to see you. And let's see, I am trying to catch up here, guys. Thumbs up on the spin down swap meet. I think that's a great idea. Barry, great idea. Bones confirms it. Anybody else? Yep, Steve confirms it. We got 3 people saying that they love that idea. I will definitely bring that idea up. And even if we don't officially make something like that, I'll bring a damn table up and everyone just set it up and do it. That's fine with me. I think it's a great idea. Yeah, I hope that Ken putting that video out actually helps broaden. He's got a pretty big audience, so I think that's going to be a good thing that he shared that. Yeah, and the Nature Channel always makes Steve need to go to the bathroom. I think that's great. Hey, look at that. We got Henrik. You missed the video, Henrik, but I'm going to be posting the search for the GoPro video as a standalone as soon as I'm done with this. So by 2 o'clock today, well, within the hour, I'll be posting that as a standalone. Joe, I got a nosebleed or two, not when I first moved here, but like months later. It's very dry. It's not necessarily because of the 9,000 feet altitude. It's just very dry. So you get these dry boogers compared to wet boogers, if that makes any sense. So, you go like this and you got a dry booger in there, it's going to make your nose bleed. But I personally not had an issue because of the altitude with any kind of nosebleeds. But the dryness, yes. If bring some lotion, It's a beautiful area. I think you guys, I'm not trying to scare anybody, so please don't take any of this stuff too bad. Bones, who's in the chat, he comes up here. Maybe he can jump in the chat and let you guys know. I don't think he's had altitude sickness, and he's come up here. Oh, wait, he actually already spoke about it. Alcohol intensifies altitude sickness, and you get wasted faster on less alcohol at higher altitudes. And that is 100% right. So if you do come here and you drink the first night, drink half of what you normally would, drink, because you definitely don't need as much to get drunk. All right, what else we got going? Crossfire goes over 30 miles. Holy crap. That is really far. I think I would lose it in the mountains, like before I even got 5 miles away. So because I can't go more than 5 or so miles before there's a mountain in the way. I'd have to go up and over it, and then you'd lose your signal. All right, Michael likes the swap meet idea too. This is great. I think this swap meet idea is excellent. We got a lot of long range talk going on, A lot of people saying hello, hello. And I am caught up in the chat finally. All right. It is about 1:09. I appreciate everybody who's come into this. If you watch this on the replay, hopefully it answered some questions for you. Let me see about spin down. We've got the hotel. We've got the place booked. Cars for getting here. Real quick. If you're flying in, you can obviously rent a car. Hopefully, if you do rent a car, some of you guys will be able to meet up. Kelly is going to be making a Facebook group for Spin Down so that everyone can talk amongst each other and work out rides together, because it is about an hour to an hour and a half from the airport. So it's not like right next to the airport. So you can either rent a car, or there are shuttle systems for a certain amount of money. I think they range between $40 and $60 normally, that you can shuttle from the airport right to the hotel and then shuttle from the hotel back to the airport. But I think that's $40 to $60 each way per person. Now they do make, you could get together with people and also get a group shuttle. And I think you can save money that way. But that's something you got to figure out. So some of you are driving, and then of course you would just drive right up here. So that would be the easiest way for those who are driving. And the other people just need to either decide if they want to spend the money on a rental car or just shuttle. If you shuttle, you're really not going to need a rental car once you're here, because the event is right by the hotel. And that's a great point. If you check online, you can get some coupons for the shuttles. I will actually, when I get the video edited together, I will make a list of some of the different shuttle companies for here and make sure to put that in the description of that video. Steve is saying that shuttle companies are still closed due to all the Rona. Damn. Hopefully by September, that won't be the case. I will keep watching that and make sure. But rental car companies are open again, because I'm renting a car to make my drive to Texas, because we don't like putting mileage on our own car for that kind of stuff. What did he, Agent K's, you didn't spill the beans, Tech Drone Media? Which beans were those? What you got, Henrik? You hiding something? Okay, Michael is flying to Denver on Thursday and returning to Dallas on the following Wednesday. Oh, man, you're making a nice vacation out of it. And now that's actually a cool idea. For those of you who have the time to do something like that, I would actually suggest flying into Denver the day before and spending the night in Denver. Supposedly, doing that helps you adjust, sort of like the people who climb Mount Everest. They go a little bit at a time, sleep, and adjust and go up. Supposedly, staying a night in Denver helps, but it's not needed. I've never done it, but it's something for you to look into. And if you have the time, there's a lot of cool stuff. I'd suggest, Michael, going to Garden of the Gods if you have time. That's pretty amazing. Red Rocks, you can actually go to Red Rocks when they're closed and walk around the stage and everything. That is a really cool venue to check out, as well as, there's a ton of cool stuff. The town of Golden, just walking around downtown Golden in Denver is really cool as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff up here where I'm at, as well as just all over to go see if you want to turn it into more of a vacation. Joe, he said I should consider a GPS tag for the new GoPro. I am going to rethink how I mount these GoPros when I'm making these videos. I got to buy a new Joby pod. I got to buy a new SD card. And I think I'm going to be tying something to the Joby pod with like a little fisherman stake and putting it into the ground. That way, if it comes off and it goes in the water, I can just pull it out and still have my GoPro back. I am trying very hard to talk Henrik from Tech Drone Media to come out to Spin Down. If he is still in the chat, everyone should jump on there, tag Tech Drone Media, and tell him to come to Spin Down. He has made an excuse for the last 2 years on why he couldn't make it to Spin Up. And with this being a casual meetup, there's no pressure for him to be on stage and do a speech of any sort. It's just us hanging out and all of us getting together. That's the whole purpose of Spin Down. It is typically what we do the day after Spin Up, where Spin Up is the official, everyone hearing the speeches and all that kind of stuff, where Spin Down is just people shaking hands, having a good time, And this year, like I said, I'm throwing some demos into it. I think that would be a cool thing to add into it. But tag at Tech Drone Media. Tell them to come. Oh, that's hilarious. Agent K says what he was talking about spilling the beans was he was trying to ask Henrik if he knew if I found my camera or not. And he refused to answer. Made everybody wait for the video. That's excellent. Okay, Epic Mountain Express is operating. There's another one. It's like 3 stores down from my tattoo studio, and I cannot remember the name of it. But I will look into all this stuff. Don't worry, guys. I know you're getting impatient. You want to book your stuff, and you can. But as far as the rental cars and the shuttles, I will get a list of all that when I get back from my vacation, and I will get that video made. And I will share everything I can about spin down and amps. If you have more questions, if you've watched as far as a replay, or even this, when I'm done with this live show, or in one of my newer videos that I'm going to be posting soon, leave questions about spin down that you might have. And I will do my best to make sure those are answered in that video I make. Come on. Oh, yes, there is. Come on, Sean. Not sure what that's referring to. Ah, Michael, stopping by the railroad at Georgetown. I actually made a video about that. Did you ever see that, Michael? I made a video about that railroad. We rode it. It's the Georgetown Loop. Georgetown Loop. Yeah, let me find it for you. And we put my name in, and hopefully it pops up. And there it is. So no one watched it. It got 300 views. So I guess people didn't really like it, but here it is right there. Georgetown Loop. And I can show you guys actually just a quick section of it because it's pretty. So like I said, there's all kinds of stuff to do.
In this week's Things to Do in Colorado video,
Hold on.
I bring you on the Georgia.
Sorry. What happened here? So I will share the screen and turn the audio on. This is the Georgetown Loop. This is what he's talking about there. And I'll hit play.
Georgetown Loop train ride. So sit back, enjoy it, and we'll tell you just a little bit about it on the way.
So this is the Georgetown Loop. This is on the way from Denver up to Summit County. It's a pretty cool thing to do. It should be going, and the leaves should be all yellow while we're here, right? So this should be a really cool thing if you're looking to make this more of a vacation, something cool to do that's not far at all from where I actually live and where the event will be. So, and you can stop and see your mine. It's pretty cool. I can fast forward back to the train. I got a couple drone shots mixed in at the train. Obviously, I wasn't flying. I'm not on that train. I just happened to film it in the same sections that I'm riding so that I could cut back and forth and sort of make it look like it was all filmed at once. Those are 2 totally different trips that I did to get that footage. And that's my stepdaughter. She's crazy. All right. So that's the Georgetown Loop, something that you could possibly look into doing. Barry's asking if there are going to be any product donations for free. That is going to be for Spin Up, Barry. And to get those, there's different levels of the Spin Up. It's going to be virtual this year. I am flying down. I will be helping Kelly host it. However, there'll be different levels. 1, it's free for everybody, so anybody can watch it. 2, there's a level where you get access to certain behind the scenes things, as well as there's levels where you can then enter for the raffles and the prizes. Whew, all right. I think I've gone over everything with the channel. There is more Mavic Air 2 stuff coming. Okay, so if you are watching the channel and you're new and you've been subscribed because of this, there's lots of content I'm working on from this, but I'm very busy, so I'm going to be having to mix in other content because that's just the way I can continue to make videos. if I don't video what I'm actually making, then no videos at all will be happening because I'm just so busy. I've actually considered doing another tattoo video in the mix just because I've been so busy tattooing that I could actually at least film something to be up on the YouTube. And I'm not complaining. It's great. It's nice to be able to go out and see family on this time. So yeah, I think that's about it, everybody. So we're going to start wrapping this up and saying goodbye. I appreciate everyone who stayed this long. We've been on just over an hour, and I think that's pretty good. I do have to open up the shop shortly. So if you have any questions about spin down, let me know in the comments when this ends. You should be able to go in and just put a comment on this video, and I will do my best to answer that in the upcoming video. It's probably going to be about 2 weeks before I get to make that video, but definitely during July, I will get up a video all about spin down, as well as a lot of other videos, because my girlfriend Gina is going to visit her mother and stay down there for almost a month. So that means I'm going to be alone up here with a lot of extra time. So expect a lot of extra videos in July. Besides that, you guys, thanks again. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys. Have a great day. Why did that not end? End.